What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Crashblade Gaming. I'm your host Crash, and today we have a deck where I just could not get a full game. I got close to a full game at the very end, but it's just really hard to get a full game with the kind of deck that you're playing, especially when you just shut down all of your other opponent's decks, which is basically what this deck is designed to do. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe if you like the content, like the video, and let's get into the Pokemon question of the day. Welcome back to another Pokemon question of the day. Let's go over last video's question. This fire-type Pokemon evolves into one of two forms depending on which armor you give it. Who is this Pokemon? And if you were like our commenter Bansox, you went ahead and guessed Charcadet. A newer Pokemon here. Charcadet is a fan favorite of mine. I do love that you can evolve it into two different Pokemon, and they both are pretty cool Pokemon, and it's a fire type. Everybody loves fire types. Anyways, love Charcadet. Congratulations to Bansox. You now have 3 points. You will be receiving a prize on PTCGO at some point of, whenever I decide to send it to you. So yeah, all the points have reset. Everybody's now back down to 0. So you need to pay attention to the Pokemon questions so that you can get in the running to win your prizes. Okay, this video's question is, this Pokemon's name rhymes with household. Who is this Pokemon? Go ahead and leave your answer in the comment section down below. Remember, you have to be the first person with the correct answer to get a point on the way to 3 points so that you can win your prize at the end of whoever gets 3 points first. So yeah, good luck. Are you tired of playing up against Lost Box decks? Are you tired of playing up against Lugia? Are you tired of playing decks that just rely on abilities? Well, this is the card for you. Our Galarian Weezing shuts off all abilities with its neutralizing and gas ability. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent's Pokemon in play have no abilities except for neutralizing gas. So this is a pretty weak attacking Pokemon. We do have severe poison for 1 energy. We put 4 damage counters on our opponent's Pokemon instead of 1 during the Pokemon checkup for where they are poisoned, but that's really giving our opponent too much time. So we also pair Weezing here with Crobat VMAX. With the Stealth Poison attack, we're going to stick with the poison theme. For 2 energy, does 70 damage, and our opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. So it bumps up your damage output just a little bit, enough to give a lot of pressure onto our opponents. And of course, there's the Baby Crobat, similar attack, Venomous Fang, does 70 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. The VMAX has the ability to come back to the bench, so you can just put your Weezing back and shut down their abilities once their turn. And Crobat V has a good ability to let you draw some more cards. We all know what Crobat V does. We also have a Radiant Hisuian Sneasler, such a long name. With the Poison Pink, we get to put 2 more damage counters on our opponent's active Pokemon. So essentially, it brings up the Crobat VMAX attack output to 100 damage per turn. As long as we can keep doing that. And then we also have a sneaky little 1/1 line of Ariados here with the Hidden Threads ability. This makes our opponent's V-Stars attacks cost 1 colorless more, but we can't apply more than 1 ability of this at a time, which is a little bit frustrating to me. I would have loved to have a 2/2 or 3/3 line of Ariados, and then just be like, hey, your V-Stars can't attack, which is hilarious. So Ariados is only in here for when you're going up against V-Stars. Now, we have 4 copies of Koffing because we play 3 copies of Boost Shake. I am this close to putting Boost Shake up to 4 copies because of how important it is to get the Galarian Weezing turn 1 Boost Shake combo off. So keep that in mind. I'm this close to putting in 4. We got 3 Crushing Hammers to help slow down our opponents, 1 Heavy Ball so we can get our important Pokemon out of the prizes, 1 Level Ball just because we don't need it too much. We have 4 Quick Balls to get the Koffings. A Level Ball is just there to help get Ariados if we so need it, or Spinarak or whatever. 1 Lost Vacuum because Big Parasol is a pain in the butt sometimes. 4 Ultra Balls, 1 Switch because we can get ourselves stuck in the active. So we play 3 copies of Galarmine. That'll help us get around our own Galarmine, including the Hiding Dark Energy, which gives our Dark Pokemon free retreat, which is awesome. We play 4 Marnies, Maximum Disruption to keep our opponent's hand small. 1 Piers, which is actually a really, really good supporter for Dark Pokemon. We get to have that special energy and a Dark Pokemon from our deck. 2 copies of Research, 1 Roxanne. Roxanne's actually good in this deck for when they knock out a Crobat VMAX per se, or 3 Galarian Weezings. You can Roxanne them down to 2 and they will struggle. 2 Serena to help us boss up whatever we want, and 2 Forest Seal Stones so that we have a V-Star power where we can search for any card that we want when needed, which is a good thing to have. And then the ultimate topping on the cake here is a Leafy Camo Poncho. Whenever our opponent plays a supporter card from their hand, we prevent all effects of that card done to our Pokemon V-Star or VMAX, so they cannot boss up our Crobat VMAX. One of the biggest things Crobat VMAX weakness was getting bossed. Well, now you can't. Leafy Camo Poncho is great. And then we have 4 hiding and 5 regular dark energies. And that's the deck. I mean, I'm sorry I couldn't get full games. People just conceded. It's what happens when you play against Weezing and then their whole deck's just like, can't do anything. Alright, next one. Anyways, that's the deck. It'll be down in the description down below. And while you're there, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. We're on the road to 300 and we're reaching it pretty fast, which is awesome. And like the content helps out with the exposure of my channel, which is great. So yeah, let's just roll into the matches. Alrighty, our opponent is going first. We do have the ability to get Weezing out turn 1, which is good. We also have Boost Shake, which means we can get Spinarak out as well. Let's go ahead and Quick Ball away this Ultra Ball. Go ahead and grab our Coughing. Play that bad boy. Let's go ahead and attach to Spinarak. Retreat into Coughing. Could play Piers here, and I think I will. Get myself a Crobat and a Hiding Dark Energy for next turn. Crobat for a couple cards, and another Crobat for next turn. We'll go ahead and Boost Shake, and let's get our Galarian Weezing in the active. Now, Spinarak is a little bit of a liability. Don't know if we're going up against Pokemon VMAX, or is it V-Star? It's VMAX. Pretty sure it's VMAX. No, it's V-Star. Don't know if there's any V-Star that we're going up against. Spinarak's only good against V-Star. Wish it was V-Star and VMAX. That would be so much better. Opponent plays a Manaphy. Don't really care about that. They scoop up the Manaphy. They play down the Manaphy again. Okay. They are scooping up and playing the Manaphy. An Evo Incense. This could go for Drizzile, but Drizzile's not going to work here. And we have a Crobat VMAX. We have a Crobat for next turn and a Serena. So we might even play Serena if they have... Ooh. Drizzile? Okay. Shady Dealing Inteleon is actually quite scary. So we'll go ahead and evolve. Hiding Dark. Level Ball. This is Pokemon V-Star. If they do have V-Stars, we're actually going to get Coughing. I don't know if they have V-Star yet. It's better to do this. And then we can play another Crobat. Draw some 4 more cards. Crushing Hammer is actually really good in this scenario. We missed it. That's okay. Don't want to get rid of any more energies. We're just going to go ahead and Severe Poison. And we don't play Manaphy, so that Inteleon is actually going to hit us on the bench as well. But that's okay, we'll poison it. It'll go down in a couple turns, and our opponent concedes. That's what happens with Weezing, they just concede right away because you shut down all abilities. Oh, bummer. We're going up against Lost Box, but we don't have a Boost Shake in hand. Boost Shake would have been really good. Let's go ahead and throw down everybody here. Now, this Coughing could get KO'd. It is possible. So I'm going to hold the Hiding Dark Energy in my hand. We'll play the Galar Mine and just pass here. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get a turn 1 Weezing. That would have been great. Boost Shake opening hand would be awesome. Oh well, however. They do get 1 turn of utilizing their abilities. And then we're going to shut them all down. Let's see if they are able to get an early KO, though. We do also have to be careful that Radiant Greninja. We're going to want to evolve all of our Pokemon ASAP and get down some Crobats. We need some Weezings in our hand. We're probably going to Marnie our opponent, depending on how many cards they end up with on the end of their turn. But the worst case thing is I can use Ascension to get out of Weezing. That's the worst case. The best case is I find a Weezing and I'm just able to evolve it and start the poisons right away. Oh, Kyogre and Zekrom. Okay. Well, I'm glad they lost zoned both of those. But do they have more? So there's Comfey, Cramorant. They need 2 more cards. They can still do this flower selecting here to get a KO. They're not going to be able to retreat this Comfey. That is a capture energy for a Snorlax. Snorlax is going to be one of the better attackers in this matchup. I'm sure they have a couple switching cards in hand already. But that's okay. We'll Marnie them at the end of this turn. And hopefully stop them from getting to 7. Because if they can't get to 7, they're going to have a little bit of a tougher time getting Snorlax all built up. They could also have Escape Ropes and Boss's Orders, so we always want to have 2 Weezings in play when we play this Lost Box deck here. If I had a Boost Shake in my hand, I don't think I would have thrown down these other Pokemon. because I would have just had a Weezing right off the bat and they wouldn't have been able to use abilities. Would have been the next turn that I threw down to Pokemons. If I had gotten into another Boost Shake. I don't know. We'll see. That might be something to consider when you're playing up against Lost Box, is if they play escape ropes, you want to start with one Weezing. See? There's an escape rope. Start with one Weezing so that you can continue the lock. And then next turn you can hopefully find a second Boost Shake and Weezing combo, put those into play, and then you're solid from escape ropes. But, you know, they need their abilities every now and then. So they do have access to Cramorant this turn. But hopefully we'll be able to shut them down. Another escape rope. This can get them into Cram, that's fine with me. They're going to KO one Coughing, but we will have a Weezing next turn at the very least. And they will not have abilities. They've already used 2 escape ropes, so that's really good for us. Alright, Coughing, come on up. Switch, don't need it. Let's go ahead and attach there and Marnie. Reduce their hand size and hopefully find a Weezing. I can Ultra Ball for a Weezing. Don't think we necessarily need Crushing Hammer in this matchup. I can also Ultra Ball for a Crobat. Let's do that. But if I get rid of the Boost Shake... I don't know, I have Ascension. Boost Shake doesn't matter. I have Ascension. Let's go here, let's go Crobat. Let's go Level Ball, find another Coughing. Crobat hopefully gets us a Weezing. It does not. That's okay. Don't know if we need a second Crobat. No, I have another one in deck. We don't need Spinarak either, so we'll just go ahead and Ascension here. Go into one of our Weezings. We have 4 of them. We didn't find one off Marnie and Crobat, which is insane. But now they don't have abilities. Cramorant can't attack. They can't put more things in the Lost Zone besides using Force's Experiment. And we Marnie them in there. There's the concession. That's all you need. Get the Weezing, and it's over. Lumineon. Interesting start. We do have a pretty good start here where we can put this Hiding Energy on Coughing and then just Boost Shake. I do have a Coughing in hand and the Sneasler. The problem is our opponent can play Escape Rope. So I kind of want to keep the lock in for this first turn. So we're just going to Boost Shake. And next turn we can go into Weezing. See what our opponent does. Next turn I can play Coughing, Crushing Hammer, Marnie. Our opponent is heartbroken. That turn 1 Weezing, bro. Let's see what they get out here. Archeops, they are playing the Lugia deck. They attach a Capture Energy. That's fine with me. Capture Energy doesn't bother me. They are not going to be able to use Lugia's ability. We are going to poison this Lumineon. And hope they don't play Escape Rope. But if they do, we have Marnie to hopefully get into another Boost Shake. I don't mind not poisoning the Lumineon just yet. Because they actually... Ooh, maybe I should wait a couple turns. They have to build up this Lumineon. But if I play Radiant Hisuian Sneasler, that gives them another out. Now we get Marnied. It's a little bit of a bummer. I had some good cards in my hand to utilize here. Spinarak's going to be decent, but we don't want to play that. Well, I guess I Ultra Ball for a Crobat here. I'm really tempted to just keep Weezing the active, but they can build up... I'm trying to think here. They can build up a Lugia passively enough to KO the Weezing, so I do have to kind of get going. So... we'll play... I don't want to use... I want to save my Crushing Hammers too. We'll play a Spinarak. Get rid of the Crushing Hammers, it's okay. They're not going to have abilities for most of the game. Go Crobat. Crobat for 5. Okay, we can attach an energy here. Give this Leafy Camo Pancho. And we can Marnie. Hopefully that messes up our opponent a little bit. And helps us out some. There's an Ariados. I think we have some Coughings in the prizes. I didn't check, but we could. If we do, that's fantastic. We do have 1 Coughing and Weezing pair in the prizes. That's good enough for me. And we can Severe Poison. Next turn we can Crobat VMAX, which is good. They are severely poisoned, and I think we'll get a knockout next turn if they don't have a way to retreat the Lumineon. However, they do because I didn't get a Galar Mine. Ariados is good to have in my hand. That makes their V-Star Pokemon have to use one colorless more, so Lugia needs 5 energies to attack, which could throw them off a little bit, especially if they're unable to get the Archeops into play. They do boss the Crobat. They had a boss's orders for anything. They attach a double turbo energy to Lugia. And they concede, because they couldn't do much else. Alright, we'll take it. That's that Weezing, man. Ability lock is insane. Okay, we're starting off with Sneasler. Not good. We're going to attach an energy and pass the turn. That's all we can do here. Next turn is most likely going to be a Marnie turn, simply because I don't want to lose the Forest Seal Stone and the Leafy Camo Poncho. This is a Lost Box deck, so this is where having that turn 1 Weezing is really important. We could possibly get the turn 2 Weezing. I might actually just research now, since they've got this stuff going. Look at that, Snorlax with the unfazed stat. I like that one too, along with the full art. They are powering up the Snorlax though. That's all they did. I kind of don't even want to Marnie them. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play Galar Mine. That'll make it harder for me to switch. Or not. Gonna research. I hate losing all those resources, but we need to. Okay, we got into it. Let's go Level Ball, Coughing. Coughing there. Hiding Dark Energy onto Coughing. Retreat. Ultra Ball away, Roxanne Ultra Ball. Get ourselves Crobat, so that can get going. Yeah, we'll draw up to 4 cards. We top deck a Weezing, which is fine, and play the Heavy Ball. Ooh, we'll prize so much stuff, we'll get another Coughing. And Ascension into a Weezing. Shut down our opponent's abilities. They seem stuck because they didn't play Chorus. Yeah, they didn't play Chorus's whatever. So that's good. Let's go Weezing. Let's attach the energy to Crobat. Don't want to Marnie just yet. We're going to go ahead and Severe Poison here. No, we're not. We're going to Quick Ball away the Lost Vacuum. Get out another Coughing. And then we'll Severe Poison. This should KO the Oranguru in turns coming into our turn, so they will get KO'd coming into our turn, which is fantastic. Which is great. Our opponent is ability locked. All the Comfies will get KO'd coming into our turn. They have to switch into Snorlax. Okay, they have an Escape Rope, but we still have Weezing. They can easily switch into Snorlax. Now they're going to switch into a Comfy, and that's it. I don't have an energy, though, which is a little bit of a bummer. Hate the Marnie, but we're going to, because I still want to get some KOs, get another Coughing down. We can Marnie. Ooh, perfect. Hiding Dark Energy is great. We also have Crushing Hammer to slow down that Snorlax. Let's evolve. Crush. Missed it. That's alright. Weezing. Severe Poison. Next turn we have access to Crobat VMAX as well off of this Ultra Ball. We'll see. Maybe we can get a prize. I probably should have played this last Coughing, to be honest, because I know 2 of my prizes are Crobats, and those could have helped me draw more cards, unfortunately, but here we are. Chorus's Experiment. I married him right into a Chorus Experiment. That's what I didn't want to do, because now they're going to find a way to switch into the Snorlax and attack with it. Yep, here comes an attack. And prevent all effects of attacks from your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon. So we can't even poison it. It's a little bit of a bummer. Switch card into the Snorlax. They're going to get a KO. We're going to go into our other Weezing. Ah, but our Weezing shuts off its ability, so it doesn't matter. Okay, didn't wake up. That's good. Galar Mine is a fantastic card. We'll play that. And we will Severe Poison. They will be taking 60 damage. Yeah, but they wake up. Wow, they flip double heads to wake up, bro. Our opponent concedes, though. That's good. Oh, that was scary. But alright, they conceded. We still won there. This is what the Weezing deck does. I can't get a full game. I'm sorry. Well, we're going up against a Durant build, and we start with Spinarak in the active, which is just not good. We're going to attach an energy and pass. This is not a start you want going up against Durant. Spinarak shouldn't even see the field of play. It's just going to be a huge, huge liability. We really just need to get Crobat VMAX down. So that, what does this do? Huh. Okay. Tails, you search for basic. If head, you search for an evolution. Why even bother putting that in this deck unless you play an evolution? I guess you do. Bidoofers. You have the barrel. There's a Peonia. Early Peonia. That's probably good for our opponent. Let's see if they attach an energy and try to do Devour. And hopefully Crushing Hammer away some energies here. Leafy Camel Poncho would still be good on our Crobats just because they could be playing cards like Flannery, which would discard the special energies. There's another Durant. They got all their Durants, and they pass. And we just threw a Crushing Hammer. We're just going to have to Marnie here. I know I have a switch in deck, so we will hopefully have to get into that. Not much else going on, but we can get into a Weezing at least. So we can go ahead and do that. I can Quick Ball away the Galar Mine. Grab a Crow. Oh, let's get the good Crobat. Crushing Hammer, 4 Seal Stone. That's all good stuff. Let's go ahead and Ascension into Weezing. Hopefully this slows down our opponent because they won't have access to Bibarel. And then we can also just start Severe Poisoning these Durants. And Crushing Hammering, and we have access to... bummer. We have access to Crobat VMAX next turn. This is KO'd by damage, correct? Yep, knocked out by damage. And there is the first Devour. We're going to lose 4 cards. Hopefully none of them are Crobat VMAXs. One of them was. We only have 1 Crobat VMAX left. Let's go ahead and Ultra Ball away Roxanne and Quick Ball. This needs to get our Crobat VMAX for sure. Play that. If I get Hisui and Sneasler, we do KO Durant's coming into our turn. So I think I'm going to do that. Do I have Piers in the deck? Piers will be a good supporter right now. I do. Get Piers for Hisui and Sneasler and a Hiding Dark Energy. Like the idea of that. Boom. And boom. And Severe Poison. They are going to get another turn to Devour, which is a little bit of a pain, but that's okay. They don't get the Cursed Shovel. I guess we really want to be KOing these guys as quickly as possible. There's another Crushing Hammer. They flip tails, thankfully. Misfortune Sisters, that's okay. Don't have any more item cards that I really want. Except for that one. I did want that one. We do have one left, however, which is okay. A Manaphy, and then here comes a Devour. Our opponent seems a little stuck, which is good. They lose this Durant, and they're going to pop up with another Pokemon. We get a prize. Boost Shake, not necessarily needed anymore. Galar Mine, we're going to hold off on playing. We're going to attach the energy to Crobat. And we're just going to Severe Poison. This Manaphy will get KO'd on our turn, and we're just going to keep going like this. Our opponent only has 2 cards. They played a Misfortune Sisters, which tells me they don't have any way to draw some cards, so they might concede here in a little bit. But Barrel is not going to help them. They have a switch. That saves them a prize. Do they have... Okay, they have a Bruno. Doesn't help them much. It gets them 4 cards, though. Did get them an energy. We are going to use the Crushing Hammer here on this Durant. 2 Manaphys. so that it can't attack coming into our turn. Hopefully. Rushing Hammer. Flip heads. Cool. And let's just Severe Poison. They only have a 1-card hand. It could be a supporter. It could not be a supporter. Regardless, these Curse Shovels are useless, and they are going down another Durant, hopefully. And because they haven't gotten a barrel, well, there's a Serena for 5. There's the barrel, but it doesn't work yet unless they force me to put Crobat in the active for now. Another Hisuian Heavy Ball. They're just checking their prizes. I don't know if I would have played that since they played Peonia first and they knew where their prizes were. They do lose a Durant, so we are taking another prize. Ultra Ball, don't need. Come up with a Manaphy here. Oh, I could research to find energies, but we are playing a mill deck. Because I could KO. Could KO. Only have 4 energy left in the deck. Let's do it. It's better to get the KO. Got the energy. Down to 11 cards though, which is scary, but that's okay. We can Stealth Poison, get the KO on the Manaphy, go down to 3 prizes remaining. Pop back up the Weezing. Take another prize. A Marnie is good. The more cards we have in our hand, the more we can shuffle back in. We are down 2 Hiding Dark Energies though, so we do have to be careful here. There's a Crushing Hammer, they flip tails, good for us. Rescue Carrier gets them their Durants back. Do they have an energy to attack? They have a Marnie, that's not good for us. That can find them an energy most likely. And their last Crushing Hammer as well. We're going to lose our Hiding Dark Energy. If they flip heads, okay, good. That's their last Crushing Hammer, we're okay. 14 cards left in deck. Did they find an energy? They did not. Good for us. Good for us. Let's retreat into Crobat and Stealth Poison. This will KO the Durant. We have Switch in hand, which is actually really amazing. Now we're down to 2 prizes, and we should be good from here. They have to attack 3 times with the full force of the Durants to get me to mill, unless they have another Misfortune Sisters. The barrel can take a couple of hits here. There's no reason not to go in with Crobat and Stealth Poison. Hit them for 70. Come back up with Weezing. They go to 100 HP remaining. They might have a switching card. They might have a Scoop Up Net. They have an Avery. Avery doesn't matter to me. We don't have to discard anything. An Aroma. Flips tails. That gets them a basic. A Radiant Jirachi doesn't help them, because I think this one's also by damage as well. And our opponent go ahead and concedes again. Weezing went through Durant there. It was close though. They could have won. There you have it, folks. Weezing just shuts down Lost Box, Lugia, every deck that relies on abilities. They need to have an answer for this. Most of the answers are Escape Rope, so you do have to kind of play around Escape Rope. Just be mindful of that. But anyways, yeah, pretty straightforward deck. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and we'll see you next time on Crash Blade Gaming.